Hi, welcome to my channel Simplify Concepts. In this video, we will be solving two questions on net profit ratio. These questions are quite tricky, so don't forget to solve them. So here we start with the first question in which we have gross profit ratio 25%, cash sales rupees 2 lakh, credit sales are 90% of total sales, indirect expenses are rupees 20,000 and we are supposed to calculate the net profit ratio. So here to solve this question, we start with the calculation of total sales. Total sales can be calculated as cash sales plus credit sales. So in this question you can see that total sales are not there. So therefore we will assume total sales as X. And if you see the credit sales, it is given 90% of total sales. That means 90% of X. And you can write it as 0.90X. Cash sales are already given in the question, that is rupees 2 lakh. We will solve this equation. We'll take this 0.90x on the left hand side. X minus 0.90x is equal to 2 lakh. This will give us the value of X as 20 lakh rupees. So our total sales are 20 lakh rupees. Now next is the calculation of net profit. Since we have already calculated the total sales, we need to calculate net profit now. Now how do we calculate net profit? Net profit, please remember, it can be calculated in many ways. Here in this question we will calculate net profit as gross profit minus indirect expenses. Now here gross profit is given in the question as 25%. Now always remember that whatever percentage of gross profit is given to you, if it is given only 25%, it means always 25% of sales. And how much is sales? 20 lakh. So therefore 25% of 20 lakh rupees will be gross profit minus indirect expenses, that is 20,000. So this will be 5 lakh rupees minus 20,000 and this will give us 4 lakh 80,000 rupees as our net profit. So now we have total sales 20 lakh and we have net profit as 4 lakh 80,000. Let us calculate net profit ratio. And the formula is net profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100. So we'll put the values now. 4 lakh 80,000 divided by 20 lakh and multiplied by 100. So this will give us the percentage as 24%. So this is our net profit ratio. Now we start with the second question. Revenue from operations in this question is given as rupees 8 lakh. Now please remember, revenue from operations means total sales. Revenue from operations is also known as sales, right? Then gross profit ratio is given as 25%. Now please remember, 25% means 25% of sales. Then we have operating ratio as 90% and then we have another information given as non-operating expenses, that is rupees 4,000. And we have non-operating income as rupees 44,000. Now we are supposed to calculate the net profit ratio in this question also. Now the information given is quite diverse and of different type. So we are going to follow a different approach of solving this question. So initially, please remember that operating ratio and operating profit ratio, these two ratios, they always amount to 100%. So in this question, operating ratio is given as 90%. So if your operating ratio is 90%, then we can easily calculate operating profit ratio. So obviously it will be 100% minus 90%. So this ratio will be 10%. So this 10% is basically your operating profit ratio. Now we will calculate operating profit. Operating profit will be 10% of sales. Now from where do we get this information? Please remember that operating profit ratio 10% means that your operating profit is 10% of sales. So this is how we interpret. Now what is the amount of sales here? I told you initially that your revenue from operations, it is also known as sales. So 10% of sales, we are going to put this value as 10% of rupees 8 lakh. So this will give us rupees 80,000 as our operating profit. Now, why we have calculated operating profit in this question? Because in order to calculate net profit, we will be requiring operating profit. I told you that net profit can be calculated in many ways, and it depends upon the type of information given in the question. So here in this question, net profit will be calculated as operating profit plus non-operating incomes minus non-operating expenses. So operating profit we have just calculated as 80,000 rupees. So we will put that value here. And now what about non-operating incomes and non-operating expenses? Now these two are given in the question. Non-operating income is given as 44,000 rupees and non-operating expenses, they are given as rupees 4,000. So we are going to put these values here, plus 44,000 minus 4,000, and this will give us 1,20,000 rupees. So this is our net profit. And now we can easily calculate net profit ratio. So the formula for net profit ratio is net profit divided by revenue from operations, or revenue from operations we can call it as net sales. So net profit divided by sales multiplied by 100. So this will be 1,20,000 divided by 8 lakh multiplied by 100. And this will give you 15% net profit ratio. So these questions were quite tricky. I hope you have understood.